I'd like to welcome everybody here to the Time Capsule opening. My name is Cynthia Wilk, and along with Stephanie Barth, Stephanie and I were the coordinators for getting the Time Capsule opening together. 2020 was the 300th anniversary of South River, and the Time Capsule opening was going to be a big part of the Time Capsule opening. But as you know, after we ran into a problem with the pandemic. So after a long delay due to the pandemic, the borough leadership and the South River Historic and Preservation Society were very anxious to open the 50-year-old Time Capsule. We're delighted you could come and join us to watch the opening of the capsule itself. My job today is to guide you through all the items and introduce a lot of the people. So, and we hope we're going to do a very short, some very short remarks, some very short pieces, and then the whole rest of the program will be dedicated to opening the Time Capsule and seeing what very interesting things we can find there. What I'm going to do is ask our mayor, John Krenzel, to come up here and lead us all in the Pledge of Allegiance. John?
Ladies and gentlemen, the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I request that you have a moment of silence, please. Thank you.
And now I want to do some introductions of people that are up here. First, the council. First, Mayor John Krenzel, Donna Ballas, Tony Ciula, Peter Gindi, James Gruchensky. Julie isn't here, is she? Okay, and Jason Oliveira. And I'm going to introduce the officers of the Historic and Preservation Society, and then, but there's other people here from the board. Nan Whitehead, who's the president, Sarah Ann Goldman, who's the vice president, Marilyn Anastasio, who is not here, and Richard Ally, who's the secretary. The other people that are standing here are the board members from the Historic Association. Finally, I'd like to thank Art Lindensky for helping us pull all of this together, because every time I ran into a problem, I would call Art and he'd help figure out a way to fix it. What I'd like to do next is to have remarks, first from Mayor John Krenzel.
And as promised, these will be short. So, good afternoon. Thank you all for coming. I welcome you to this grand moment, this capsule, which has been buried in the ground for some 51 years. It was supposed to be opened, as you know, last year, but as part of the celebration of South River's 300th anniversary. But as with the pandemic, we had to wait. So we have waited until today. Briefly, what's a time capsule? It's a collection of memorabilia or documentation to give people at some time in the future a glimpse of what was life like in the past. Time capsules do not have a designated shape or size. The International Time Capsule Society in Georgia, yes, there is such a thing that exists. It oversees the Crypt of Civilization. It is a 20 by 10 foot underground room filled with documents, photos, and artifacts and is designed to last for 6,000 years. The steel door to the room was welded shut in May 1940 to be opened in the year 8113. There are also at least 4 time capsules buried, we'll use that term, in space. Time capsules have been around for a long time. The oldest known time capsule in the United States dates back to 1795. It's credited to Samuel Adams and Paul Revere and was found in the cornerstone of the Massachusetts State House in Boston. It was ceremonially opened in January of 2015, and the contents were briefly displayed. It was then reinstalled in its original location. I think all of us are curious to see what South River included in the capsule in 1970, what stories they tell us. After the opening, the items from the time capsule will be documented before being put on display at the South River Library and ultimately added to the collection at the South River Museum. We also plan to bury a 300th anniversary time capsule later this year to be opened for South River's 350th anniversary. By that time, I'll be 114, and I don't know if I'll be around, but some of you people, you younger people, you'll be around. So, in light of all that, the South River Historical Society has created a survey to collect suggestions for what should be included in that time capsule, and you can make suggestions. You can find it on the Celebrating South River's 300th Anniversary website or on their Facebook page. Today, there's also paper forms that can be filled out and placed in the box, which I believe is located right there. Forms will also be available at the South River Public Library. Thank you all for coming. I will join all of you to watch with interest what treasures we are about to unearth.
Thank you, Mayor. Now I'd like to introduce Nan Whitehead from the Historic Association.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, and thank you all for joining us for the belated opening of the South River Time Capsule. The capsule was buried on November 11, 1970, the final day of the 6-day celebration for South River's 250th anniversary. While we really didn't get to enjoy the events that were being planned in 2020 for South River's 300th anniversary, I hope you will all enjoy discovering some of South River's past as we open the time capsule today. One of the things that make our time capsule a bit different than most is that it has traveled. Most public time capsules get buried or enclosed in a place where they remain until they're rediscovered and eventually opened. Ours has had 3 different homes during the past 51 years. The original resting place was in front of what was then the Borough Hall and now is the Criminal Justice Building. 30 years later, when renovation work was being done on the building, the time capsule was moved and stored by the Department of Public Works. It wasn't until November of 2013 that it was rediscovered and lowered into place here in front of the South River Museum. The first celebration of anniversary of South River's founding, or at least the first one that we know of, took place in 1920. It was the 200th anniversary. It included 3 parades, 2 dances, a concert, a variety of athletic events, and the crowning of a queen, all in the span of 2 days in September. 50 years later, 6 November days saw the crowning of a new queen, 2 parades, multiple concerts, a day of children's events, the burial of the time capsule, fireworks, and more. The 275th anniversary in 1995 was a year-long celebration with annual events. Were given an anniversary twist and special events were held. Included were a tour of houses of worship, a garden tour, and a big anniversary parade combined with homecoming. Although the 3 previous celebrations of South River anniversaries have been bigger, our celebration for the 300th anniversary is memorable in its own way. We launched it with the unveiling of the official anniversary logo in January of 2020, in spite of the closures necessitated by the pandemic. The borough joined with the South River Historical and Preservation Society and the Lions Club in June of 2020 to unveil a banner commemorating our 300-year milestone. It was proudly displayed until it was damaged by a storm in May of 2021, which we've certainly had enough storms. Our 2020 celebration turned into a much smaller celebration that has carried over into 2021. But South River has always been a resilient place in spite of fire, flood, and pandemic. Our diverse community has always found ways to live together and to celebrate together, which is what we are doing today. I hope today lives in your memories as a day of celebration, not only in the honor of the borough's founding, but of the people of South River, present and past. Now let's see what the people of South River of 1970 wanted to pass on to the people of 2020. Thank you.
And now we get to what everybody's been waiting for, the opening of the time capsule. As you can see, we have taken off the top of and the plaque that goes over the time capsule. You can take a look at it later if you're not getting up close. And the time capsule was under there. I'm going to hand the 2 gentlemen from the Department of Public Works, Bob Shando and Gary Knobloch, to come and help us take the time capsule out. The time capsule was built and donated by Hercules Incorporated from Parlin. It was donated for the South River 250th anniversary.
Get the camera ready.
What we've done is we asked, and you'll see in the program, we've asked some people to be honorary assistants in helping us take out the items from the time capsule. And so I'd first like to call it Mayor Krenzel. We're not sure whether there's all kinds of dirt and stuff in there, so we're just providing them with gloves to go in there. Yeah, go ahead, go see what's in there.
Volkswagen 1948 to 1970, still going strong.
Okay.
You're right.
It's a Willys Jeep.
World War II, and still going strong.
Okay, I'd like to ask Ann Rufano to come. Ann is from the Historic Association and is the founder of the Historic Association in South River. A pin from the South River 250th anniversary. It's a little rusted on back. This is a reel of film from the 250th anniversary. Be interesting to see if it's playable. Yeah. Stephanie is opening something that looks like a note. So there's a note. We'll have to find out what secret it says. I'd like to ask Bill Smith from the fire department, representative of the fire department. looks like a collection of pins.
It's memorabilia from the 250th. There's an ashtray, pins, a ribbon.
A ribbon that says Steering Committee from the 250th anniversary. Another one of the buttons. A button that says Re-elect Shack for Mayor. Keychains that say Mid-State Bank and Trust Company salutes 250th anniversary. 3 of them. And an ashtray from the 250th anniversary. Reverend Bazilla is now going to take some items out. Do you want, hold on a second. Just be careful. It's like doing surgery.
Operation.
Or fishing.
Very wet.
Yeah. Hold on. It's definitely. Let me see if we can. They are definitely. This says smoke baits, and I have no idea what that is. Super King.
Maybe cigars.
Maybe cigars. But they're very wet. I don't know if you can see how wet they are. This is an envelope. It looks like inside the time capsule is very wet. Not sure why that's so, but there are photographs, but we're not going to pull them out, so we're going to let them dry off before they get opened. Oh, wait, I have to go. John Goodson is a representative of the class of 1970, the class that graduated when there was a 250th anniversary. This is a Talking Christie, Barbie's friend. This is a pin, a badge from South River, New Jersey police captain. Another film, it says it's from DuPont, and there's no indication of what is in here. The other item that was in there is a list of the mayors of South River from 1897 to 1970.
What's a box of photographs?
Capsule, William Rackenbach, Reverend Emil Varga, Stephen Watsy. Don't lose them.
This one's a photograph of the Time Capsule Committee in 1970.
And there's a whole bunch more photographs in there that I'm sure will be very interesting. Okay. This is a great one. Yeah, this is a woman's safety razor. This is a ballpoint pen. Once from a building and loan association, Provident Building and Loan Association, and some other pens that are in here.
Oh, jump it.
We're going to try to open the other end of the time capsule because everything seems to be stuck in there. This is a pair of false eyelashes. And there is water, because you can see it dripping. And there's a set of rosary beads that are in there, but the box is completely falling apart.
Right now, slide. I can't get that side open. That's what's blocking it. Things are rolled up.
got it. This looks like rolled up newspapers. The top one is a Polish newspaper.
So I can't tell you what it is, I'm sorry.
This is a TV Guide magazine. TV Guide magazine.
The thing on top is a roster of elected and appointed officials from 1970. I'm sure it's more than that because it's too thick to be just that.
This is some document from the Reformed Church home. It looks like a Jubilee magazine. This booklet is from 1920. Not sure what it is. Oh, from the, maybe from the 200th anniversary, as you can see. All-time favorite recipes. That one came out okay. One second. No, there's Stephanie on the side. The things to push. That's a huge roll or something. An American flag.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's anything right now. Right.
Go on the side. There's a. I got it.
Cigar, it is it's a case for a cigar. Best of the best.
This is a pin cushion. This looks like a roll of papers that I'm not even going to attempt to see what it is. The same thing with this. It's all very wet. Spread out. This looks like a magazine. This looks like it's some sort of program from the 250th anniversary, and there's a map on the back with advertisements from South River. tells me he's from Mars, but she doesn't remember his name.
I know that because the second one is from Jupiter. Colossus Rex from Jupiter, it says. Oh, there he is, Alpha 7, man from Mars.
Oh, you're right, Alpha 7, the man from Mars.
I think they're magazines.
These are more newspapers. These are bumper stickers for a car, courtesy First Charter National Bank. A pennant from the 200th anniversary, courtesy of Paul Schack.
That's actually magazine. Yeah.
Looks like a child's sweater. It is. This is the Daily News from November 11th, 1970. And it says, free principal on bail in plot. I don't know what that means, but that's the headline on the Daily News from New York on November 11th.
This is the cloth mask that Paul Schack wore during the 1918 influenza epidemic. Very timeless.
Hope we can survive getting taken out of there. That would be very take that out. This is a list of Troop 83. And, yeah, Boy Scouts, and Troop 4 Boy Scouts who participated in the parade and camp out. Mayor Krenzel's name is on here. This is the 1970 book, History of South River. This is Statement of Condition, September 30th, 1970, of the First Charter National Bank. This looks like a seal for the borough, laminated. This is the homecoming celebration, Veterans of World War II, June 30th, July 1st, 2nd, 1940. And it has all the names of the veterans that were in World War II in here from South River. I think they'll get mad at the concrete for bouncing. Well, maybe when this dries out, somebody can tell what it says, because there's just writing on this little piece of paper, but it's not legible. This is a laminated Borough of South River seal. This is from Borough of South River. It says Municipal Clerk, Borough of South River, year 2020. It's dated November 10th, 1970. Dear Sir or Madam, may I send to you and those with whom you serve this borough my greetings and salutations as you prepare for the 300th anniversary of the settling of this area. On this fifth day of this 250th anniversary celebration, I tell you that all of the residents of the borough and the fine people serving on the steering committee have enjoyed themselves to no end, with all the relatives and friends visiting one another, recounting the days gone past. This has been one great birthday, and I hope that yours will be as enjoyable. In other material contained in this capsule, there are recaps of what happened and where. The planning was the most fun, and for all the many hours expended by the members of the steering committee, it certainly was a most enjoyable experience. On the serious vein, I tell you that all is not without the trials and tribulations and heartaches that go into operating a municipality. Your position as mine now is one which feels a direct effect. If you, as I am now doing, perform your utmost for the benefit of all in this municipality, keep close watch on the elected officials, guide and advise in the correct avenue, your service in office can never be praised sufficiently. Your only satisfaction will be your knowing that you are doing your job to the very best of your ability and capability. As the bywords of the Rotary say, service above self. In all my years of service, I gave all that I had to this, my municipality. Don't ever permit anyone or forces ever destroy this borough or bring shame upon it. The people that were here before me, they are here with me now, and hopefully that are yet to come. Love this borough and have dedicated themselves to its improvement. I pray that in your time you will find the same prevailing. As you look back over the years, scanning the records, think kindly upon us who have gone before. We are but human, and are subject to all the ills befalling such beings. Our strength is not as strong as we would have liked it to be. If it were, perhaps we were here today at this writing, could have done a much better job. But all I can say is that we have tried to do a job in very, very difficult times, and hopefully we have done what we were to do by God Almighty for our stay here on earth. Looking back upon our methods and the tools with which we work may seem crude and awkward to you, but remember, in another 50 or 100 years from the opening of this letter, how will your tools and methods look? Now, as I prepare to close this short letter, I wish you all the very best during the 300th anniversary celebration. Hope you enjoy the events as well as we here today have enjoyed our celebration, and look forward to the future with hope and pray for peace amongst all men. Godspeed, good luck, Best wishes, William A. Rackenback Jr., Borough Clerk, 1956 to, and he left that blank. And he put the seal on the borough. This is a tax bill from 1970.
Okay, the tax bill 1970, this is per $100 assessed value of your home. County tax rate was $1.23. Local school tax was $4.73. The municipal tax rate was $1.77.
This is the line of march of the parade from 1970. And this is the 250th anniversary Borough of South River Steering Committee. It was Walter Shack and Mary Seraphin were the co-chairs, and it was also it also included Amelia Applegate, Woodis Borum, Patrick Fulham, Joseph Mendelkorn, Joseph Mark, William Rackenback, and Anthony Zambrowski. And representing the Daily Home News were Jack Lutton and Donna Gordon. There's still a number of, it looks like, more documents. We know that there was a telephone book placed in here. I don't know what year it's from, but it may be, because it's so wet, it may be stuck in there. So they're going to see if they can get something to pull it out. While we have a moment, I'm going to encourage everybody and repeat that we would love to get suggestions from everybody in terms of what you'd like to see placed in the time capsule, because what we really do is want to do another time capsule probably around the end of November. So there's some cards there. If you can also do it online, and then we're going to move that box, well, not necessarily that box, but the forms and everything up to the library, so you can also do it in the public library.
There are 3 fat rolls of something all together, so they're hard to pull out.
If we have to guess, the 3 things stuck in the capsule are the New Jersey Bell Telephone Directory from 1970, the Sears and Roebuck Company catalog from 1970, and the New York Times Encyclopedic Almanac from 1970.
So those are the only things that are out?
What? We don't know, but we're assuming that's what's getting stuck in
3
there
fat rolls, so.
that are wet.
But you have a list of what's in there.
We
do, but it's apparently not complete because things came out that aren't on the list.
Now, why don't you pick it up and slam it on the end of the slam the bar on it. Slam the bar and the bar might push everything at the top. No, turn it around. Slam the bar on the concrete.
Excuse me.
It's just those 3 things that are stuck. Can you see them go down?
I think what we're going to do is, we're going to end it because it looks like this is going to be quite an operation to get these pieces out of here. And I want to thank you for coming. What I want to do is invite all of you, if you want to come take a walk and see, go into the museum or see what the items look like. They're not all unraveled because those that are very wet and are newspapers or whatever, we're going to keep them and see if we can roll them out so they're not falling apart. There's something that can be done with them. So, Stephanie? Okay, let me thank you all for coming very much and invite you to go into the museum or take a walk past the items, and thank you very much for coming today.
Yeah.